I think they're meaning maybe, like, say I lived in New York City.
Yeah, exactly.
And as soon as I walk out the door of my apartment, it's, I'm in New York City.
Yeah.
You definitely need to do work then in your home where it's quiet. So I'm going to do all the basics where it's quiet. Then I'm going to maybe try in the lobby or in the hall. Then I'm going to notice on the sidewalk where there's low distractions. Mm-hmm. So maybe at 9 o'clock at night, it really quiets down.
Yeah.
Or maybe if I get up at 5 a.m. So I'm gonna give myself a little few inconveniences so I can get out to practice at times when it is quiet.
Yeah.
Or maybe if I have a car, I'm gonna get in the car and I'm gonna take my car to a quiet park or a quiet forest or a quiet neighborhood.
Yes.
I might, it's like, okay, like right now I live in downtown Hamilton. And if I had a brand new puppy, I could see myself driving up to my parents' neighborhood to practice.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go out of my way for the benefit of the puppy.
Yeah. And I think like sometimes there are scenarios where you just really don't have that choice. And there are situations where, say in that same situation, for example, we're in New York City, it's a busy, busy place, and I need to toilet train my puppy. Mm-hmm. And I don't have a yard of my own because I don't think many yards exist in New York
I don't think
City.
so.
I bet they're very few and far between. I don't have a yard of my own. I've got to get out there on the street with this puppy and find a place for them to go to the bathroom. So I'm going to minimize the damage as much as possible, which for me with a young puppy would mean I'm carrying them for the first little while so that they don't rehearse pulling. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that's not going to be a solution forever, but in the interim, I'm starting to teach skills. And for those outings where I really need to get my puppy out to go to the bathroom, I might carry them. But I'm not just going to take that path when I need to get my puppy out to go to the bathroom, because that will leave me in a situation where all my puppy has learned is how to be carried through that scenario.
Yes.
So I'm going to carry my puppy when I need to get out to go to the bathroom, but then I'm going to set up that training situation so that I can work on some skills in that pathway. So in the hallway, in the lobby, getting to the outside to get to the bathroom area, when my puppy doesn't actually have to go pee, I'm going to work some skills at that point. So he has an opportunity to learn what he should be doing in that scenario. And then I can mitigate the damage a little bit. So as my puppy's knowledge is increasing and I'm preventing the rehearsal of the behaviors I don't want, eventually this is going to balance out and create a scenario where my puppy will listen with those distractions.
Right. I'm also going to let people know that my puppy's in training. Please ignore him. So I'm going to, and it's hard socially sometimes because we want to placate people and please people. But if my puppy's in training, I'm going to, the person that's coming over to pat him, I'm going to say, you know what, maybe in a few weeks you can pat him, but if you can hold off now, right now I'm in training, and the best help you can give me is to ignore him.
Yes.
Because if every person comes up and pets my puppy, now my puppy has that expectation. And now my puppy's coming down and he's looking. Where's the people coming to pat me? Where are they? And it's hard to get the focus.
Puppy petting parade.
No. So advocate for your puppy and don't allow human distractions or other dog distractions to interfere.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is where, too, you're going to have to persist with your training efforts. And at some point, there's going to have to be that messy piece where you're working on things because this is the environment that you have. This is the environment that you have to get your puppy used to. You're working on things that will be challenging in that environment. But a lot of the times people go into that without having a plan, without having tactics, without having the training behavior behind it. So of course the dog just ends up rehearsing the pulling and rehearsing the wrong things. Whereas if I am working on leash respect and I have a solid idea in my head of what good leash respect looks like, what I need to do, I have my flow chart all mapped out in my brain where if this happens, then I'm going to do this. Else I'm going to do this. I'm going to reward at this point, and I've practiced that in the quiet environment first of my apartment, and I've gotten my mechanics are starting to get fluid and my puppy's starting to get a good understanding of what it is I'm looking for. And now I can take it out into the real world, and it's going to be messy. No puppy is going to go from that white room to a busy environment and be able to be a rock star in it. That is not realistic. We need to help them, but we need to persevere in that help. So it's going to be harder than it is in the white room. And I might have to reassess, it's not quite ready for this yet. I need to work in the lobby a little bit more again before I continue out here. but I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to, throw my hands up in the air and go, oh, well, training doesn't work. I'll just let them pull. I'm going to work until I get past that messy middle piece, and then triumph happens on the other side.
Right. Yes. Because I've been to New York City and there's lots of very well-trained dogs there. I remember walking through Central Park quite a few times and marveling at how well-behaved these dogs are.
Yeah, because they get used to it, right? I mean, you walk down Toronto, it's the same thing. If you walk down Toronto streets around here, it's so busy, there's so many dogs, and you see them all ignoring each other, ignoring all the people traffic. Again, there's a situation where people would never get anywhere if they were relying on letting the dog follow all their choices and make the wrong choices and want to visit
like they do in the suburbs. Yeah.